Well, you get good people. But I mean, that was what I liked about Milson Medical.
Personable, man.
Yeah, the person on reception was nice. The nurse they had was fantastic.
Because it's a local,
so good.
it's like he owns that practice sort of thing, right?
He owned it. Yeah, he
those
owned
are
it.
good because it's they actually know your name, and you're just not another time slot filler.
Yeah, I only had one bad experience there, which is when I went in. I said, I got this painful thing on my foot, and it's really painful the way I can't wear shoes, And he had a look at it, and it was like hard, and I thought it was like
a cyst or something.
Yeah. And he's like, well, so what you need to do is, he said, it'll be sore to start with, but it'll get better. He said, they had a relief doctor that day. Not my doctor.
Oh, they're the best.
No, they're the worst.
I know, they're terrible.
He was fucking half-assed.
Especially when they try and cure you, and they just met you.
Well, he was like, okay.
You're the apprentice, motherfucker.
No, he was old. Like, he was like an experienced GP who was just filling in.
Oh, God.
So my doctor did have a few days off or something.
Sounds like he knows it all.
Oh, so I'm like, I have this lump on my foot, blah, blah, blah. And he had a look at it and he goes, what you need to do is get a nail file or like a emery board and have a hot shower. So your foot's like tender and soft. Your skin's so soft. He said, or a hot bath. And when you get out, file it and it'll just wear down. And I did that and it was so painful and would bleed and bleed and bleed. And it was extremely... And I did that for like 2 or 3 days, right?
You did it, so you did it not just once, but 2-3 times.
2 or 3 times.
Oh.
Until I was like almost in tears.
Yeah, like the pain is just so debilitating.
So I rang back and I was like, can I come back in because this isn't working? Then my GP was back and I saw him and I showed him. I told him, he goes, who told you to do that? I said, the guy you had here. He goes, I need to talk to him. I said, why? He goes, it's a wart. We just need to burn it off.
You were falling down a wart?
He said, you've just been torturing yourself and making yourself bleed for nothing. I said, well, you told him. And I actually said the same thing. I said, if I come in and he's here, sorry, I'm not going to see him again. Otherwise, he's probably going to get slapped in the back of the head. And then my doctor was like, yeah, I get it.
No, he won't be. He won't be here.
Yeah.
And if you hear screams from the basement, just ignore them. What a... fuck.
There's not enough doctors in this town, though.
Down the fucking... don't get me started on the mental health. I guess, fuck, we do this all the time. We talk about shit while are we recording?
Yeah, we are now.
What your, Jen's idea today about, Gumboot Friday, Gumboot,
November 2nd or whatever it was.
What an amazing idea.
Gumboot Day. Yeah.
Because,
do we want to reveal what it is, or do we want to keep it hush until the time?
No, because I feel like we should start building awareness for it and really, make it a really big, donation charity drive.
Yeah.
Really make some noise about it. And my ulterior motive is somehow, if we can even get Mike King on the phone, in terms of international celebrities, there's The Rock. In terms of New Zealand celebrities, Mike King is a guy that I just hold at the highest, man, not John Kerwin, who just shoo that little dog away and cut some carrots and go for a run.
Have a plan.
No offense,
I'll see you there.
Kerwin, but
Depression.org.nz.
you brought shame to the Warriors jersey. Do you remember John Kerwin played for the Warriors?
No.
He did. He played.
Did he?
Yeah, played for a year. Actually scored quite a few tries. He just fell over this try line after everyone did all the work because he was past his prime, but we paid him a lot. No, but Mike King, I see him sometimes on those morning shows on TV, whatever the fuck, where he's pouring his heart out, crying, how the system hasn't. He's all the noise I'm making and no one's listening.
Yeah.
And he's out, he is at the front, battling away.
Yeah.
And the fact that he, at the height of because he was everywhere at the time. He was he was the guest of David Strassman. At the end of every show, he was on Pop Connery. He was Mr. Funny Guy.
He had his own talk show for a little while.
Did
Late night talk show. Yeah, he did. Just for a short run.
Is that right?
Yeah, real short run, which I enjoyed, but obviously other people didn't because it didn't last very long.
He was on the Game of Two Halves.
That was great.
What about that infamous? It's one of those clips. Every time it's on my other videos, I can't go by it, and it's the one where Matthew Ridge's like, no.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
about his haircut, eh?
Yeah,
I know the way you're talking about.
It was such a good. Play it again.
Yeah.
Play it again. He's like, hey, fuck off, and he plays it again, and man, everyone's laughing, and then Bucket is like, one more time, one more, and they're laughing, what a dick. What? And then like it shows Matthew Ridge like grabs his bag and helmet. He's like, nah, I'm out. I don't get paid enough of this shit.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. And he just fucking leaves the studio. Oh,
that was a great show, man.
it was really.
That and Pulp Sport.
Pulp Sport was before its time. I think like it was like a skit show. That there's MacGyver.
Oh yeah.
And the Tui Sneaks.
Yeah.
Oh,
my
man.
favourite was when for Pulp Sport when the Olympics was on, and I think it was at the time it was in Greece, Athens. It was in Athens.
That's a location.
2004, yeah. And they said, we sent that guy to Athens to cover the Olympics. Are you there, that guy? And they
was that guy on Pulp Sport? Is that so?
Yeah. That's where he kind of made his big break. And
he went from that to like the Sports Cafe, eh?
Oh, maybe it was a Sports Cafe. Maybe I'm thinking of Sports Cafe. No, it was Pulp Sport.
Man, cool.
And so they're like...
they sent that guy over to Greece.
Yeah, well, no, he didn't go. They like cut to him and they're like, are you in Greece? He's like, no, I'm not. They're like, what happened? We gave him the money to go. He's like, yeah, I kind of spent that. And so he's just sort of like outside his flat.
his deadpan like delivery was so fucking good, man. Pulp Sport. But go back to Mike King.
Mike King. Yeah.
When it was at the height of everything, he really came out and said like I'm suffering from this. Like no one was really doing that.
No.
But he really he got his wife involved all over the women's weekly magazines and stuff, and and then he used his platform as a New Zealand comedian. Yeah. Because in New Zealand we're a bit fickle with that. Like if you're not on TV or New Zealand public haven't heard of you, no one's gonna listen to you. But if you have some sort of status, all of a sudden people will listen. He used that as a platform to make change.
Yeah.
And he's a bit of a, I don't like saying hero, but yeah, he's a bit of a hero of mine. If we find a way to get him to call in, blah blah. So I think we definitely should start making some noise about what we're gonna do. Okay. 4th of November, was it?
On Gumboot Day, whatever day that falls in the start of November.
Yeah.
So 2nd or 4th. I can never remember. I'll Google it while we talk.
Yeah, that voice clip you sent, I'm like, yes.
So I have to credit my wife. This was her idea.
Yeah. It was, so you sent me a voice clip to Savo saying, Jen's come up with this idea.
Yeah. Jen's come up with this idea for the podcast, and it was such a great idea.
Real good idea.
Real good. And what it was is she goes, you should record a special show. No, she said you should do a show on Gumboot Day. And I was like, what? And she's like, you should do a show on Gumboot Day. It's
put your phone down.
I'm trying to find what time it is.
Do you want me to take over? He's on his phone, he's trying to talk, and he's a male.
Turn the phone over. Okay. So her idea is we record on whatever day Gumboot Day is, and we do a 24-hour recording.
24-hour recording.
Non-stop. The only time the recording will stop is to change batteries or SD cards and whatever we're recording.
Well, this is November.
We might have some new devices.
We're talking about microphones, and hopefully by then we'll have a better setup.
Yeah. But it's a non-stop show for 24 hours.
Again, no pre-preparing, no edits, no...
no nothing.
No, yeah.
We'll find a way to broadcast live as well.
It'll be from your studio, and we'll have
we'll do it in the studio.
Yep. But I think the rule is there has to be at least one of us there at all times. I'm just saying now, I'll be there for the whole 24 unless I need to pop out to take a shit or something.
Well, you're an insomniac, so you're up anyway. I'm not.
Yeah, because you're a normal human being.
And if I don't get enough sleep, I get shitty ass. Yeah. But I'm willing to do it.
Because at the end of the day, I think it'll be really cool for charity.
Yeah.
If we got a lot of people that we know involved, because 24 hours is a long time, man. And I mean, as much as I'm sure our listeners love listening to our voices, I'm sure 24 hours of our voices would be like, oh fuck, unsubscribe.
Yeah.
Never again. But an eclectic mix of people.
Yeah.
That sounds exciting. And if we get some, if we promote this thing and start drumming up some awareness about it, make it a feasible, charitable event, man.
Yeah. And what we'll do is
proceeds go to the Gumboot.
Well, yeah, we'll do a GoFundMe or give a little page right? And people, as we're doing it, can donate onto there.
We could do a show. You know how we do a big show at the Globe every month?
Yeah.
The show before this broadcast, we could make that we could make that like a gumboot, like charitable comedy event, but really plugging this 24 hour law. So the all proceeds from that show, and whatever we could have like a GoFundMe, whatever leading up to it.
Yeah.
And all proceeds go to, that'll be fucking cool, man. Like, because
Yeah.
it's like making positive change, like doing something positive for a community and like for a good fucking, for an amazing charity.
Yeah.
Like,
and what we'll do
be awesome, man.
Is we don't have a lot of clout in the comedy world. But
sorry, 3-time male comedian of the year, and I mean, I don't want to like toot my own horn, but to the 2019 Comedy Hub Newcomer of the Year award.
No.
Did you win the MC of the Year award last year?
Not
much clout.
Nationwide, we don't have a lot of clout, but we have enough. We know enough people. We know enough people where we come on and say g'day and have a chat for half an hour.
We know some people that. Even people listening be like, hey, I know that name.
Well, look, I've emceed enough shows with some big names.
Look what's coming out, Cricket with the Cuzzies. Look who's coming for that.
Joe. Oh, Joe's my mate.
And he's a mate of yours, right?
We're Facebook mates, yeah.
Oh, like he was on... I
wouldn't say we're besties, but...
Was it Treasure... what was that?
Celebrity Treasure Island?
He was on Celebrity Treasure, the latest Celebrity Treasure Island. He's making waves, and he's a mate of yours.
Yeah.
And let's go like.
I think we know. I think I've emceed enough like Paul Egos, Ben Hurley's,
Gish, like
enough of these sort of guys. I've done shows with them enough that I could probably reach out and be like, remember me? We're doing this for charity. Would you be keen to jump on for 10 minutes?
Yeah, introduce the world to some unique personalities. Like get Alexander Sparrow. Going on a rant.
Sparrow will be all over it
because he is just he's a machine, dude.
Yeah, and it was also, in my opinion, one of the best comedians in the country.
Yeah, the way
he hands down
works
one
the
of the
crowd,
best.
Like the way he ad-libs, like just the way his tone of voice, it commands attention, man. That's what all these people that we know that the listeners don't. Like welcome to maybe like a welcome to a little like a little insight into the crazy world that we take for granted because when you get a room full of comedians. Just picking apart like fucking subjects and different points of view and the laughs we have.
Yeah. And you know what?
It's a unique group of people.
Man. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go for broke. I'm fucking going to go for broke on this. I reckon what we do, because the problem with, not the problem, the great thing about New Zealand comedians is they're in New Zealand. So if we start recording this at, say, noon, we could probably get them to do a spot easily between noon and midnight, right? But the problem is getting them to do a spot after midnight, from midnight to say 9 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be a bit difficult.
That's where we need our locals to step up.
Well, we need our locals, but I reckon what we do...
Morgan, you got the 3 a.m. shift.
No, in that time we reach out to those international comedians.
Oh.
Yeah, and I know a few people doing quite big gigs in the UK at the moment. Who could probably get us in touch with enough people.
When you say big gigs, are they opening or like curtain jerking for like bigger names?
Yes.
Straight up, like can you name names
of who I know or who they're doing shows with?
Like who are they doing shows for? Like is it people that anyone knows?
I'd have to have a look.
But man,
but I know I've seen a few names on a few posts. I've gone, oh, that's awesome. He's doing a show.
By then we'll figure this whole technology thing out, and we'll figure out how to get people to dial in.
Morgan can work that out for us.
Oh yeah, we've got Morgan.
He's a man.
Yeah, he's far smarter than me.
Yeah, well, me too. He can wire some MacGyver shit. And people, and we could even have it on the big TV in the garage.
Fuck yes.
And I think what we do is we go for broke and we just reach out to massive celebrities and just be like, will you do this for 5 minutes?
Would you, I'll reach out. I'm just going to, look, Andy Dufresne did in Shawshank Redemption. He wrote a letter every week until he got books for a library.
Yeah.
You know, like, if I start now...
Yeah.
And it's like, I'll even pay for your earpiece. He's like, oh, okay. So fly in, go, and then fly out the same day. Like, yeah. Okay, sweet. And it's like, how much are flights? Oh, man. oh, I got to take a loan out.
Yeah.
It'll be. I wouldn't tell anyone.
There's one
that'd
podcast.
Be my dream guest.
Who? Andy Dufresne. What? Sorry, no, I miss who you talking about.
Fucking King.
Oh, Mike King. I love to get Mike King.
Who would be the ideal guest? Andy Dufresne.
Andy Dufresne.
Yeah, like what's his name?
Tim Robbins.
Yeah, Tim Robbins. Like, yeah, I mean, sure, I've got nothing going on right now. I was like, can you come in character as Andy Dufresne?
Yeah, but we want you, Tim Robbins. Yeah, but only as Andy Dufresne.
Yeah.
Oh, but if you can't be him, maybe that dude in that movie that you made with like Martin Lawrence, could you be him?
Oh, I was thinking that too, because what else has he been in?
Well, he's been in heaps, but...
I can't name them. The only one I could think of was that shit-ass movie with Martin Lawrence.
It wasn't shit, I like that movie.
I mean, it was great. Like,
the bit where he lights his shoes on fire is great.
Who's your ideal guest? Andy Dufresne. Wow.
Wouldn't you rather have Morgan Freeman, though, really?
Oh, absolutely. Like, just take over.
Just go. I think we reach out to some massive names. I mean, look, what have we got to lose?
Andy Dufresne. Yeah, because what we have, our trump card is the fact that it's a charitable blah, blah, blah. Like,
yeah.
And, so then I think before we reach out to... That we need to look instead of just like, oh, that's a great idea and just start emailing. Like, what have you guys done so far? What do you got planned? We just planned on emailing you.
I reckon if we really push, we could probably get if we can get one name they'll know, like Taika Waititi, for example.
Yeah.
We could be like, we got Taika Waititi.
If you get Taika Waititi, do you know who he's going out with right now? One of my celebrity crushes, Rita Ora.
Oh, she's everyone's crush.
Line up the Chinese babies. They're all getting punched in the face. Rita.
Hey, we got to cut out the Chinese babies. We want these people to be on the show.
I mean, no, I don't give it. Taika, if you're listening to this, Taika, your missus is punching way above your weight, and
that's
you
a
know
standing
it.
clap.
Well,
that's a standing clap.
When I saw that, I'm like, he's banging Rita Ora. I was like,
yeah. Never mind Rita Ora, though, because he also did Thor.
Can you pick... like the fucking... Hey, man, like the single male...
But maybe, you know who there's two people I'd love to get.
Yeah, who's on your wish list?
So, our podcast happened because of you, right? But in another way, it only happened because of Brian Johnson. And the podcast I listen to called Tell 'em Steve Dave.
Yeah, Brian Johnson is Kevin Smith's
friend, who was really gonna kill himself, and they said, "Can you do this first?"
Imagine getting hold of him. It's just like, and the emails back. Hey, listen, I was just talking to Kevin. He's actually here while I'm reading out the emails. We're having a beer at home.
Will you do it?
Is it alright if he
If we
he's
can get
on
one,
the call as well?
Maybe we can get the other. But
Kevin Smith, you'll cry, dude.
Oh no! If I can get Brian Johnson, I'll probably cry.
Now, to people who are not listening, how would you know who Brian Johnson is? Is he for people that aren't listening? That don't know.
So there's
By the way, guys, this is the absolute genesis of how this podcast. This is where Dylan got the idea to do this podcast.
So If you don't know who Kevin Smith is, for God's sakes, Google that.
Jay and Silent Bob, man.
Yeah, the movie maker, the writer, director, producer, Kevin Smith.
The guy who didn't say a word in Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah. When he grew up in New Jersey, and he had two best friends. Three. He had Jason Mewes, of course, who was his Jay to Silent Bob, but also he had Walter Flanagan and Brian Johnson, and they were like their little, you'd be little best friend units. And so when Kevin Smith kind of made it big, one day he had these guys on the podcast. He's like, you should come do this podcast with me, and we can talk about growing up in New Jersey and all that sort of shit. So they did, and it was really, really popular, right? Like that, every time they were on, they got this big numbers boost because people really dug these two dudes because they were so funny. And Brian Johnson suffers from mental health, like massive. You know what I mean? And anger issues and a lot of things really. And so he was ready to top himself. And then Walter Flanagan ran Kevin Smith. He's like, Brian rang me. He's like, he's got 1 foot off the stool. He's ready to jump.
That was 1 foot off the stool.
1 foot off the stool, yeah.
When you said that to me, that stuck with me, that sentence.
Yeah. And so they started, so Kevin Smith was like, let's just do this podcast together. And it was going to be called Joint Counter Joint. And one of them's going to be stoned. And they were going to debate things. But then they're like, no, you should call it Tell 'em Steve Dave. Because in the Kevin Smith movies, most of them have Walter Flanagan and Brian Johnson. And Walter Flanagan or Brian Johnson, one of them, play this character called Steve Dave. And the famous line from the movies is, Tell 'em Steve Dave. And so they called it Tell 'em Steve Dave. And it saved his life. Like, it saved that dude's life. And I've listened to every fucking episode. Like, and some of them I've listened to, like, a dozen times.
Because when you told me about this, that fateful day, like, it was just coming up to episode 300, eh?
No, it was more than... Oh, maybe it was 300.
They're about to drop Ep 300.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was
And
300.
it's like, that's a whole lot of
No,
episodes.
it was 5...
Was it 500?
400.
Well, some milestone.
It was a big milestone. Because today I'm listening to the latest episode, and that's 518.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So from, so off the back of that, obviously, it saved his life. I can really, like, when you told me that it's like a podcast saved his life,
Yeah.
I wasn't like, pfft, but at the same time, I thought, like, how did it, and I can understand now how it did. And now, how many episodes deep, obviously he's still alive and kicking.
Yeah.
That podcast, again, was selfishly just for them, to keep him accountable.
Yeah, that was it.
And
Literally.
you exactly, you sort of echoed those words to me, like this, if anything, this podcast will just keep you accountable to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no, that's true, it would. And it's the same thing with these guys. And off the back of that, just by telling their truths, it touched such a massive audience. And now look, like, just by being open and honest, by just being that one voice, it encouraged so many men to open up. Like, it was inspiring, man. Like, that backstory behind why you thought this podcast would be a big deal. Because that day when you came for lunch, you came in, you already knew, like, exactly, you had that lined up, like, this is what
we should do.
It's like you had an action plan to help a friend, which is...
Yeah, pretty big.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, well, it was just something that I thought, like, we can do without a lot of, like, I love doing stand-up. Do you know what I mean? Like, stand-up's great, but it takes a lot of work. Like, you need 50 people, a bar, a microphone, and all that bullshit. But to do this, we just needed this recorder.
We've already got everything in place.
Yeah.
And we have the right intention. Like, it's not a money-making thing. It's not to gain popularity or likes and shares. Like, it's
those
something
things
that
would
really
be nice.
hits. Yeah, like, actually, to get paid would be
Yeah.
great. Who says no to money?
Yeah.
And it's a charity that it really is, like, man, how much closer can you get to what we're talking about? It's really hits on. So, like, I was just looking now on the Gumboot Friday 2022. I only looked at one website, so I don't know the exact date. I think it's to be confirmed, but there's things like join, like, the Gumboot army, but then you can even what was it, like share with, like, the nation and the people who are following Gumboot Friday, like what your cause is and what your event is. It's we can do with it. Like, well, here we go. How can I get involved? How do I register my event? Blah blah blah. Like, it says they have, like, purchase one of our branded T-shirts or merchandise here. Like, hopefully they are loose fitting and quite the trendy. Oh, they got hoodies. Okay.
Yeah, they got a lot.
Okay.
It's an awesome cause. And
I Am Hope hats and. Dude, actually, there's some. I'm looking at the store. There's some cool shit on here. Like,
yeah.
Does that from a distance look like the NWO logo? Or was it just my blindness?
A little.
That's cool. So I'm all in. I think.
So you think it's a cool idea?
Dude, I was blown away by the idea.
It's November 4th.
So is it November? So the cool thing is it's a Friday. So like I'm pretty sure people wouldn't be keen if it was like a Tuesday to Wednesday, like Tuesday midnight.
No.
But so do you reckon Friday? So Friday is Gumboot Day.
Yeah.
Do you reckon Friday midday to Saturday midday?
I mean, I throw out midday just as a starting point.
That
I think
seems logical.
Anything too early. Do you know what I mean? I think noon is good because then you can do noon till midnight, midnight till noon. Do you know what I mean? So you can break it up, and it's also easy to measure like into increments of 6 hours and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
What we're going to talk about for 24 hours is going to be fun.
That's where we need.
That's where we need some game shows and some hosts.
And relying on some good guests and a lot of guests. Like guests that I know of, there's been people that I've asked, like, would you be interested one day to go on the podcast? Some people are like, nah, I'll be too nervous. But some people might just pop in and say hello for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Some people like say someone like Morgan or Justin, they could sit there for hours with us. We can talk the shit for hours. Some might be for 5 minutes. But I think by the time we get to that Gumboot Friday, we're going to know who's in.
Yeah.
You know,
and we can schedule it out.
And if we can get some names.
Yeah. I don't want just names. I want just normal people. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I love Justin. There's some people
have stories. I actually have...
and even non-comedians.
Like, I told him the other day that I was going to mention him. So, him and his mum run a Facebook page called Whānau. It's Whānau Influence without the and I'm just too much of a coconut to say it properly. Whānau Fluence. There we go.
Oh, wow.
Got it. And they're doing their leaps and bounds, and we go way back. He's a good dude. We'll talk about linking up, and I did say, do you mind if I mention your partner, not for any other reason other than like she's an inspiration to a lot of people. It just so happens that his partner is someone, her name's Nix, and 2 or 3 years ago she became social media famous for doing all these TikToks and whatnot, and then she became an advocate for people who to get like off meth, like smoking meth. She was all over TikTok and social media. Then next thing you know, she was on mainstream TV, like interviews and stuff, and she became a massive positive influence to so many people. That's his partner. Yeah. And I'm she's doing her own thing with the TikTok and whatnot, and I'm not trying to use him to get to her. I was actually just referring to him. I felt like a bad friend because I only found out that that's his partner 2 months ago.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, hold up, your missus is Nix? I was like, how long have I known you? But he's done, and his background is very much in the gang life, in the thick of it, and now he's the one that's bringing together rival gang members. He's become a massive positive influence in the community.
Yeah.
And the stories that he has and the path and from where he's been to where he is now. Yeah. A perfect example of someone where he may not be New Zealand famous, but he's someone with a story that if you start listening to his story, you'd be like, oh fuck, this is really interesting. That's one example. We know quite a few. Yeah.
I'm just even looking at their page actually while you talk. It's awesome.
So that his name is Niz.
I've just seen him on a video.
Yeah, and if I don't know if you've heard. Do you remember around 2 or 3 years ago, couple years ago? Her name's Nix. She had this page cooked whānau of Nix, and then just her TikTok blew up. Social media.
The name is familiar. Yeah. And I know other people have talked to me about it before.
And next thing she was for a good year, she was kind of everywhere. She was on all these talk, shows on TV and stuff. And, and she became a massive positive. That's his partner. So if she was keen, that's fine. But at the end of the day, I've never met her. I'm not trying to get to her through him. I know him. Yeah. And that's one. Because I've been saying every time we talk on the phone, bro, you've got such a story. Yeah. He's like, I've got a story. Have you told your fucking audience your story? I'm like, I've told them enough. Yeah. I've told them enough. He's like, fuck, Mr. Man of 9 lives, time 9 cats. Yeah. I'm like...
And doing this for 24 hours gives us the chance to tell those longer stories.
Yeah.
Where we're not sort of like... Because one thing about doing this podcast is like, I know that you and I could sit here for 3 hours at a time, but no one wants to listen for... Like, 3 hours is a fucking long podcast.
And there's been stories, like, there's been personal stories that we've touched on, but I think that's accurate when you say touched on. Like, you can't really dig too deep. So we've only glossed over some stories that really deserve a bit of... limelight because they are amazing story. Like that documentary that you did. Like
that came up the other day. It's
I'd love to fucking see that. Like making a documentary is amazing. Like
I can just send it to you. I can send you the link. It's on YouTube
with the family. Like.
If you come over and watch it, the problem is I'll keep pausing it and being like, I'll tell you more.
No, I like that shit.
Oh, okay, cool.
I want to know that shit. Like,
yeah.
And if I was like not keen on you doing that, you know what I'm like. I'm like, could you shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
So I can watch
Enough.
it.
Give me the remote.
But no, I'd be down with that.
Yeah.
I'm assuming if you're gonna do that, I'm assuming it won't be long before we're the only two in the living room because everyone's like, yeah, heard it before, Dad.
Yeah.
Heard it before. Okay, so
this is fucking exciting.
I'm excited.
I'm so excited. The next question is, okay, one thing.
So excited about
we could sort this out. We could sort this out offline, but let's sort it out here.
We're gonna make a change.
The question is, do we do it in my shed, in the studio, or do we look at getting a venue like the Globe?
No.
No, you want to do it in the studio.
100%. That's where it should be. Like,
yeah.
Like, look, it's not a shabby place right now. Like, it's your better half's done an amazing job.
Oh, it's great.
One, it just feels like home. And by the time we hit November, like, I think we're gonna have, we're looking into microphones. We're looking into,
I'm looking into that at the moment.
Yeah, we're just looking at making. We're taking slow, steady steps. Like our first year doing this, we're not looking to try and be subscribed by everyone, as many people, or earn as much money as we can. We're the opposite. Yeah. We're just sort of steady as we go. Because I think you and I think I can speak on behalf of both of us, where we never thought in a million years that we would even have half the amount of people listening. I really didn't think so. Like, I would have thought, oh man, who the fuck wants to listen to you and I for an hour? Like, but it turns out people do.
Yeah.
There's people listening right now who have been listening from the very first second, and they're like, they're yelling at their Spotify and iTunes, like, we're massive fans, sign my boobs.
Yeah,
sure totally. Can, Rita Ora.
Yeah.
I sure can.
Calm down, Salma Hayek.
And permanent Sharpie, so when you get home and make sweet love with Tiger, he's like,
he's
who the fuck's Kels and Dylan? From
Palmy.
From Palmy. 06 027 address. Blah 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 blah. The PS we're massive fans. PPS love Jojo Rabbit. PPPS I wish I could suck on these, but touching them is enough. PPPPS I'm running out of room. Lucky she got big ass titties. Oh man, one can dream.
Yeah, sorry,
I got off tangent with Rita Ora. Sorry.
Yeah. I was going to say the one good thing you're doing at my place as well is I've got a spit.
Yeah, because you put on some feeds
and
too.
I've got a smoker. So what we'll do is we'll make sure we got some meats in the freezer beforehand, and we will chuck something big on the spit.
Yeah.
Chuck some stuff in the smoker.
And a few cold ones here and there. I'm not going to get on the piss because I don't want to get to hour 23.
No, I don't think
it's just like,
drinking's a good idea.
Fucking gumboots.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Or we're on the gin and we just end up crying for 12 hours.
We're trying to save some lives, bro. You saved mine. That'll be tragic. No. In saying that.
No, I think doing it at home will be great, and then that way we can.
Man.
We've got the bed in there, so people can crash literally.
If they want to,
and we got beds inside, so people can just go in and crash. It'll be warm. November will be warmer.
So now let's invest in cool things for the studio. Like, I really want a gumball machine. No one's allowed to have the gumballs.
Gobstoppers will be good.
They're everlasting.
Because there's nothing worse when you're recording and someone's chewing.
Yeah, but then you have sucking instead.
Yeah, but we could have a few people come over and watch at the same time. There's enough room for 5 or 6 people at a time to be there watching.
Yeah, man. Oh,
we'll have a little audience.
I'm excited about this.
And lots of food.
Because if you notice that, especially when it comes to having bad mental health and having your bad days, you need things to look forward to. You need things to live for.
Fuck
and obviously you've got your family and whatnot, but you need things just to simply look forward to. Like how like you, when you were about to go away over the New Year's break up to Whitianga, you were weeks away from it. You were just like counting down, like
yeah. But that's because of what that place does for me and what it is to me. So,
but it's something to look forward to, right? Like, this is
like I always say with Whitianga, like it cleanses my soul.
Yeah, when you hit the water, right? You're telling me.
I'm just like it just washes away all the issues and just like resets me.
Yeah, and then you look to your left, and I'm like pissing like right there. You're like, that's why it's warm. You're pissing in my dreams, man.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do that. Like I
I do, but it's a big ocean. The Pacific is blue.
This is something that you can, and it's not like, oh cool, like pencil in the date. Can't wait for that day. Like there's stuff like leading up to that.
We can start working on this now.
Yeah, so it's something to really look forward to. It's something to sink your teeth in. And for me personally, like I'm not a freelance writer for the last nearly year now. Shit, it's nearly been a year. I haven't been a freelance writer, which I loved because of my eyesight. Like the podcast is great, but the comedy is pencil thin. The amount of appearances I do because of my health. Like I kind of need something.
Yeah.
And like this is something we can really sink our teeth in, and it's for something that's such a good cause. Like it's positive change. Like it's not something to line our pockets and get popularity. This is something that's going to make positive change, bring awareness, and hopefully get Mike King involved. Oh my God!
Oh, to get Mike King would be great.
If
nothing else, if we can get Mike King.
Poor ego.
Do you think we can also reach out to people like maybe some of the Warriors?
Don't even, bro! Don't even tease. Yeah.
I mean, I just think there's people like that. People in the Warriors who I no doubt have mental health.
Then
do
if,
you know what I mean? Like,
I know people that know, like 2 degrees of separation to All Blacks, like good, very, very like close friends of mine who are very, very close friends of like All Blacks and Hurricanes and
really
100%. Like it's just
Hurricanes.
They're born and raised. They're born and raised here in Palmy. Like I won't name drop, but anyone who's from Palmy will know quite a foot. Like
there's hey.
People, hey, fucking, that sounded real fucking Maori, by the way.
Hey, I wonder if I can get Kieran Reid.
If you can get what's
we
your
went
2
to
degrees
school
of separation?
together. That's 1 degree, motherfucker. We went to school together.
What school was that?
Rosehill. He's a Rosehill boy.
Is that right?
And I'm sure I must know someone who must know him.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there must be someone who's still tight.
Because like I read the Palmy Boys, and that's a long list of.
Oh yeah, I mean they spit out an All Black every few days, but
what has black caps?
Right,
Like Ross Taylor?
Right,
is he listening? Is the people tune in for Ross?
Rosehill only spits out an All Black every 100 years, so
he might be. Here's a fun fact. An ex client of mine when I was in insurance.
Yeah.
None other than Colin Meads. He was a
Really?
client of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was with because when I took over that part of the portion of the company.
Yeah.
And in that I took over quite a large area, so I was just trying to get through all the client, like all the people, like all the policy holders.
Yeah.
And like the next, like it just Colin Mead. It can't be the same. Like the date of birth. Like ring up and like it was the wife, and I was like, we don't need any more. I don't want to know. I just need to make sure it's like I've made up some bullshit. Like it's actually legally I just have to stop. But I'm gonna be in and out 3-4 minutes tops. But I need both policy holders there. I think that's it. Like okay, this is a while back now. Isn't Colin Meads dead now?
He passed. Yeah.
When because this was I think 07.
Well, you see, I don't know.
Unless I've got the wrong legendary All Black name, and now I just look like I'm lying.
Yeah.
Like, it was Colin Meads.
Yeah, he died 2017.
Because this was 2007, end of 2007. What area?
Oh.
Where was it? But yeah, like there's, now that I start thinking of people that I know, people that I know, like I mean, Tiki Tane.
I've got another one.
Tiki
Tane. Hey, that's cool.
We used to MC together at Uno's bar for a little bit before when he owned Uno's in Grand here. You know that song? That song, that's a big one. Everyone knows. Like
Always on my mind.
That's
Is that about you?
No, I wish. I wish. I wish. I mean, I'll take the royalties. No, it was about his girlfriend at the time who was a stripper at Fire Cats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she used to come into work when I worked at Kelly's.
Yeah.
in town. Remember that story I told you about? There was the Erotica Expo, and I was going out with baby mama for about maybe 6 months by then.
Yeah.
We went to the Erotica Expo, and I won't name names again, but she was walking past with the fire casketers, and she saw me, and she like sort of took a couple of steps forward and waved like, "Hey, Kels!" Like, "Sup, girl?" And, you know, she's like, you know, topless, walked past, and then I could just feel two eyes
boring.
burning, and I look at my girlfriend at the time, who ended up being baby mama girlfriend 11 years. She's like, snarl, that mouldy, like, looked me up and down, like, "How the fuck do you know her? And how the fuck does she know?" I'm like, I can explain.
Yeah. Please, baby, please.
And it was like, "That's the bitch Tiki Tane's girlfriend, really? Like, you're better than that. What kind of fucking bullshit is that?" So when she came into the gym, like, you know, she used to come in before we were closing.
Yeah.
I told her the yarn. And I'm like, "When my missus arrives, do you mind if you just come?" She's like, "Oh yeah, like, that looks really bad." So like, if I was in her shoes, I'd lose it too. And then, but initially, I'm walking out with her to the car out on Main Street, and I can see my girlfriend's face. Like, I could just hear.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Babe, remember I told you, like, I'm just gonna."
Yeah.
And then like she's like, "Get the fuck out of the way!" Like, "Hi," and then it was all laughs after that.
Oh, yeah.
So we need to dig deep. All the people that we
Yeah. Hey, I got one.
No.
I can ask.
We can only ask.
I work with Hamish Bond,
Hamish Bond,
the Olympian.
Oh yeah.
I work with his mum.
Is that right?
She's.
So do you
By
think
the
she'll
way,
be free? Do you think she'll be free?
His mum
for the podcast.
She's freaking cool, man.
Yeah.
She's one of those. She's a lovely, lovely, lovely lady.
Forget my naivety. Hamish Bond's the one that always has like the
rower
handlebar moustache.
The
taller one of the two.
The taller one, yeah.
Yeah, he's like sometimes he rocks the fucking handlebar moustache and the.
So I work with his mum.
Is that right?
She's so lovely. The only thing is, she's a quiet talker.
We need to write a list of all the people that feasibly.
We could.
All the ones we have 2 degrees of separation to.
And all the ones who we want. Like,
Isn't
we
Chris
dream
Rock
of.
here in November?
Do you know what else works about in
Dream
November?
big.
Is our first episode was in November.
Holy fucking Santa Claus shit.
So it was end of November, and we're going to do the start of November, but nevertheless November.
That's our 12-month anniversary.
12 months.
I didn't even click. That's how how excited I am about this. I guess you can call it opportunity.
Yeah.
That I completely forgot that was our anniversary.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that works really, really well. I think November 21st, 25th.
Do you remember the exact date?
It was either 25th or 27th.
Is that right?
But we
Definitely one of the
recorded
two.
it a few days before.
We recorded what?
The first episode, and it went up a few days later.
Yeah, did we record the day of you coming around for lunch that day?
No.
Was it that after? Was it the next day?
It was either the next day or the day after that. I can't remember.
I want to say it was the very next day. We
Yeah.
didn't sleep on it.
And then it went up like a few days after that, the first episode, because I edited it.
I want to know. I had I purposely forgot the date.
Yeah.
Because I don't really I really shouldn't, because it ended up being a landmark occasion. But
Yeah.
at the time I didn't want to know.
I don't blame
The
you.
day
I
nearly,
get that.
you know. But
Yeah.
now in I want to know.
Yeah.
What date that was? We'll have to do a lot of scrolling through our conversation.
It was probably that's a lot.
But okay, cool. That's exciting.
Yeah. Okay. Before
put
we. Oh yeah. Sorry. Keep going.
I was about to say, should we put a pin on that for now? And
Yeah.
But
put a pin on that.
You're going to say something before we.
Before we go, what's going on with lovely lady, whose name we shall not, because I really don't want to do more editing.
This is episode 3.
What's going on with Mary?
Yeah,
There's something about Mary.
By the way, can you edit what's the time on this?
44 minutes.
Oh, cool. We're doing well, because we said we weren't going to go longer than 55-ish minutes, right?
I just don't want to do an hour and a half.
No, we're not going to. We're going to definitely be done within the next 15. But you know how I said her name accidentally? By the way, the noise you used for the edit cracked me up. Like, what?
Did you stay to the end of the episode?
Yeah, bro, that's what.
And I put heaps of them on.
I was just lying there, and I was like, well, I was like, okay, because you know, sort of quality control. I guess you like to hear.
Yeah.
But then I went, I still had the headphones on, and then our outro was playing, ding, ding, and then it went for a good 20 seconds.
No, I'm glad somebody heard it.
Oh, it cracked me up. That was a good noise. But can you edit this out? Because I'm about to say something. Like,
can I edit this bit out?
I'm about to say his name. All right.
Okay, hold on. I just want to put a marker in there. Hold on.
Or you could have just memorized the time.
Yeah.
And the people that are listening just got an arrogant noise. Because you slapped it right in front of the speaker.
Okay, I'll take out the bang.
No, don't take out the bag. Like,
No, I'll put something else in.
Like, yeah.
Honk, honk.
Yeah. So when I said her name was...
Am I editing her name out now? Or am I
Absolutely.
leaving it? Oh, okay. Damn it. You should have just said when I said her name is what it is.
I'll be quick so you don't forget that.
Okay.
When I said... So this is the second time I'm going to say her name. When I said her name was... It's not. She corrected me today. It's...
Okay, you could have just said when I said her name is... That's not her name. I got it wrong, and then just not.
But you're going to edit those. You're going to edit those three out. You're going to edit those three out.
Okay.
And you're going to surprise me with a funny noise that you're going to use.
Yeah, I'll find a noise, alright.
Okay. So anyway, but here's the thing. Like, we get to the establishment that she works. It was my brother and I.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't in the mood today. Like,
oh, shame.
Off the back of because I got out of bed late yesterday, arvo. But one thing that's a good indicator of my health is my eczema, and like you can't really see it right now, but like I'm head to toe, kind of like my scalp is just.
I saw some outside. Yeah.
Scalp is open wounds, chest is like flesh, arms are flesh, and like just irritable, sore, and still feeling the effects. I was still tired, and we got there, and then my brother was like, he's like, so week 3 of talking to the pretty brown girl, right? And I was like, nah, like I want to make it short and sweet. I'm not in the mood. He's like, yeah, you've been pretty quiet for the last hour. I'm like, yeah, I just want to just in and out. And then so I got in there, and she was all cheery and nice, and she's like, oh, well, something we've never done before. She's like, oh, just follow me in here, like. Oh, we're going into an office. She's like, yeah. Close the door behind me. She's like, just grab a seat on the couch. And she sat at her desk. And she's like, I really want to have a quick talk with you.
Yeah. God, you're making me so hard. Keep going.
Yeah, I did a Lewis CK immediately. Just took initiative and did.
Sorry, just kidding. Keep going.
Are you thinking about casting couch?
Yeah.
Did you say yeah?
Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
I was right. Nailed it at one. So they've sat there, and then she's like, look, we're also qualified licensed counsellors, and I was like, yeah, and she's like, I just want to talk to you for good, just quickly. I was like, I really appreciate that, and any other day I'll be keen, but like I'm just not feeling well. I'm just not really in the mood. And she's like, well, you're just gonna have to sack up, mister, because like 5 minutes, it's not gonna kill you. I'm like, no, but if I end up in cardiac arrest, you need to ring the ambulance. You need to, and her face, and I was like, I waved my hand. I'm just kidding. Like, I was like, okay, like, I'm like, you seem really keen to have a yarn. She was like, yeah, I feel like I want to just ask you a few things. But then as she started asking me things, then I had to tell her some personal things, and then those personal things I had to like tell her more personal things to the point where she just put her hands over her mouth. She's like, that's a lot to take in. And I'm like, there's a lot more. That's the tip of the iceberg. She's like, that's making me teary-eyed. I'm like, you're meant to be the pillar of strength here. That's not fucking helping anyone. Don't fucking cry. And then she and that broke the ice and laughed. And then she was like, I like how you use humor. And I'm like, yeah, without that, like, you have to. Otherwise, as you can hear, if you just like sink into the negative thoughts all the time, you don't have some sort of way to put a positive spin on it or laugh, you will go crazy. Yeah. And I have come close. And then she got cotton on straight away. She was like, come close, like you mentioned in that list, because I just read it off a bit of a list. She was like, clinical depression, like, yeah, suicidal thoughts and blah blah. I'm like, yeah. And she's like, out of 10, what, like, how bad can your suicidal thoughts and whatnot get? I'm like, at least once a week it gets to a 9. Easily. And she's like, I really should take this. I'm like, don't bother, I've been through the system, and like, you know what, I'm good. And it's like, and then I laughed about this later with my brother because I realized what I'd done. I was like, it's because a big thing is I'm trying to get back into comedy. I don't have a creative outlet for my writing anymore because I used to be a freelance writer and I loved it, and that was my bread and butter. It paid well and I loved what I did. But what's really got me through, and it sounds corny but has saved my life, is the podcast that me and a good friend of mine do.
Yeah.
She's like, you guys do a podcast? I'm like, yeah. It started in November when I nearly did the, nearly. She's like, I get you. I'm like, okay. And that's where it started. And we just dropped episode 20 the other day. And while I was talking, she's like, wow, it's unbelievable. I'm like, it has literally saved my life. And and she was like, so we was talking about the podcast, like, what's the goal before you jump? She's just like,
oh no,
yes,
do
you see where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So and
she's
like,
shit.
and she's like, how do you like listen to? I'm just like, well, do you have Spotify? She's like, yeah, actually, I use Spotify all the time. I'm like, what's on? She goes, you guys are on Spotify? I'm like, sounds flash, but anyone can be on Spotify.
Yeah.
And she was like, I didn't know that. I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have said anything. I would have sounded real flash. And she's like, yeah, you would have. I'm like, and then I would have bamboozled you with like, we're even on iTunes.
Wow.
And she's like, I don't know much about technology, and that would have blown my mind. I'm like, yeah. And like, before you jump, oh, that sounds really cool. She never once said like, I'll give it a listen, but we talked about it enough. And I was talking about it to my brother in the car, and then he cut me off. He's like, this is a terrible thing. I'm like, do you not hear like the inroads, the progress I'm making? He's like, yeah, but didn't you talk about Pretty Brown Girl a lot the last few episodes? I'm like, yeah.
Oh man.
And before you jump, it's easy to remember. I'm like, didn't you say?
Ooh.
And I quote, I just want to heard of actually, he's like, I don't want to say what you said. I'm like, I said some things. I said and I turned while he was driving.
I believe one of those things was, she sits on my face.
Fuck off. And I turned to Pete while he was driving. I'm like, I grabbed him, like, He's like, it could go either way. I'm like, it could be good, right? He goes, this could be bad, or it could be good. And then after that, we started talking about things. So I found out, if she's single with no kids, her age and her ethnicity.
Wow.
Yeah. A little younger than what I thought. Like,
really?
Because I'm fucking blind.
Okay.
Doesn't really count, but like.
It could have been worse. She could have been like 67.
And should I say? Can I say her ethnicity? That'll be fine, eh?
Let's just not go into any other details.
How about like she's Polynesian?
That's good. Yeah.
She's Polynesian.
Wow.
I'm like, good start. Like, she's got no kids. Yeah. No partner.
Oh, that's it.
And I'm just like, yet, Dylan. Look at the little, and then we're joking around, like everything. We're laughing a lot, this and that, and then even laughing all the way to the car, and and then left it at that. Like, and that is the saga. So I was like, when I got in the car, I was like, man, for someone who didn't want to talk or anything, he's like, yeah, you're in there a while. I was like, dude, I know her name because I got it. He's like, you already knew her name. I got it wrong. I know it now. I know that she's single, no kids, and blah blah, and she's that ethnicity that I won't say. And he's like, whoa, that's a lot of work. But as we're driving home, I'm like, we're talking about the podcast, and he's like, he cut me off. He's like, this is terrible. This is terrible.
That's a bad idea. I'm
like,
you better hope she starts in episode 1.
Do you not hear the progress? I'm like, he's like, yeah, do you not hear what you've been saying about her the last few episodes? And if she starts listening, I was like, I was like, and I grabbed him. I'm like, Pete, this is not good. He's like, yeah, and like you guys said, it's unscripted, unedited. You can't delete episode like 18 and 19.
Oh no, we're not going
20.
to.
I'm like, but he said you said some pretty descriptive things, and if that's up her alley and it makes her blush, he's like, maybe this will work out well. But if she's not so into that, and the stuff that you're saying, she's gonna be like, oh, he's such a nice, well-spoken, well-mannered guy, and then I hear this filth.
I can't get it out of my mind. All I hear is him going, "Come gutter."
You can come gutter. I learnt that term from you, but then I did elaborate, and I'm like, I'll come gutter anywhere she wants me to. All that. I don't know what I was saying. It's probably the sort of stuff that you.
We'll just talk about summer height, pissing on you, shitting on your chest.
Punching babies.
Punching Chinese babies.
Depending, man, if she binge listens, I might be banned from going there. I might get an email. Dear Mr. Wescombe, after recent events, we have decided to cease our relationship with you. Please don't.
Yeah.
We've also got a restraining order against you and that person.
Yeah. But if you're that person and you're laughing right now at all this, holler at your man. Do you know what I mean? Reach out. To Kels, not to me.
Man, like, if she's listening to this right now, she clearly knows who she is.
Oh, man. If she don't.
Yeah, nah, she's definitely smart.
If you're sitting there going, this is probably me, it is.
But, like, because, you know, the fact that she forced me to sit down, so we had to be in a conversation. So it wasn't so forced because, you know, she has to see other, like, clients, you know, sort of people.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So we're sitting down. So it was so, like, organic, like, it wasn't like, do you have a partner?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, kids? No. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was real, like, oh, you know, no kids, no. Like, no, okay. I was like, wait, so you're a Polynesian female, like, living in Palmerston North, and you don't have kids?
Yeah.
Like, no. You don't have, like, a crazy baby daddy? She said, no. I bet you've got good credit. You are an anomaly. And she cracked up. She's like, yeah, you know what's crazy? I do have good credit. I'm like, well, good for you, Gil. Good for you. She's like, yeah, I think I'm one of the few out of my class that, from back in high school, that doesn't have kids. I'm like, good for you. Do you want some? Like,
but you know what?
I've got a few more bullets in the clip.
This lady, this woman, I mean, she's helping families in need.
Yeah, she's got a big heart and she's got a head screwed on.
Man. She's doing counselling. I mean, I can't imagine if it's a paid role. It's a highly paid role.
She ticks
probably
all those
very
boxes
minimal.
where she's like she's clearly
What
got
a
a
good
sense of
person.
humor. She's smart.
Yeah,
like, she's switched on. But the fact that she does what she does
is
day to
amazing.
day, you can't fake that.
No, oh no.
You know.
No. That is impressive and amazing. And
when, because I actually assumed, I'm like, what nation are you, Māori? She's like, no,
this one
Polynesian. Yeah. I'm just like, I couldn't help but smile. I was like, in my head, I'm like, thank God, because I've been down that route.
Yeah.
I had like.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it from personal experiences.
It was just the wrong person.
If you're on Tinder or you're in a club or something and a person by the name of blah blah blah, fuck, I really want to.
Don't.
She deserves to be outed.
Don't.
Fuck that bitch. But at the end of the day, just making little inroads, little progress.
Well, now that if she hears this, it's going to be massive.
I don't think
results.
Oh, the other thing, but when we walked in the office, she's like, first of all, I thought of you today. I swear on Kiana, this is exactly what happened.
Believe you.
She's like, I thought of you today. I'm like, me? She's like, yeah, because look what I found. Because I told her that Kiana really loves the old El Paso chicken.
If you say 30 types of sour cream, I'm gonna fill my pants.
I have the largest like tub of sour cream, funny enough. That's one of the things we got. But it's all mine. Oh, it's ours.
I love sour cream.
Right?
I know.
Because when we kind of pulled it out of she's like, that's a lot of sour cream. I'm like, you can never have enough sour cream. That's a lot of sour fucking cream. And I cracked up laughing. But like, she goes, I thought of you today. I thought of me. She's like, yeah. She goes, you know how you said that your daughter really loves that old El Paso crispy chicken coating.
Oh yeah.
She's like, look what I found. I'm like, oh. No. She's like, when I saw that today, I'm just like, oh, I better put that aside just in case he comes in today. I'm just like, well, I come in either on a Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday.
Yeah.
At, you know, like, there's some weeks I don't go in at all.
Yeah.
So the fact that I was at the forefront of her mind I mean, am I looking too much into that, or is that a fair comment? Like when she's, even though she said it innocently, or maybe she didn't.
I think the problem that we have with making these judgments is it sounds like she's such a good person, whether she had feelings for you or not, or you're just another person who comes in. She would have done it regardless because she's that good of a person.
Yeah, but that ruins the narrative in my head.
I'm sorry, but I just think
I've obviously thought of
this person. I just think is the next Mother Teresa.
All jokes aside, I'm not fucking like like I haven't pushed anything too fast. And
we make a lot of jokes about she's gonna sit on my face. That is literally just a joke.
Treat her like
we're not hound dogs here.
Treat her like the amazing person that she clearly seems to be.
A lot of this is for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, because like I don't even enjoy eating pussy. I couldn't say.
Oh, she's like podcast over.
Like and the fact that it's just like slow and because look at like over the last few weeks, it's gone from like getting to know her name.
Yeah.
And that was just a quick like it's this passing comment as we're walking to the car, to like a good 20-minute like sit down, good laughs, got some good intel. Single, no kids. That's all I need to hear. Single, no kids.
Helps her community.
And she helps the community. And she's alright to look at. She'll do.
When you go next, can I come?
If you want. What's the backstory? As who are you?
Oh,
actually, no. Like I'll be like no, because you know what that'll do. That'll further. If she hasn't listened to podcasts yet, if I introduce, like, if you're Dylan, the guy that I do the podcast with, it's gonna even furthermore encourage you to listen to it. Unless you have a cool backstory.
Oh, I'm just a bloke who needs food.
Just like Jake Peralta and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like,
yeah,
always got a cool
I need
backstory.
that backstory. I'll make up a backstory.
Yeah.
I'm your designated driver.
How good are you at doing a gay voice?
Not good. But why do gay people have to have voices?
No, they don't. But if you can,
I'm just saying, I could be like,
if you want to come along, the price you have to pay is you have to do that top button up with a bow tie, suspenders, and be really.
I won't go that far.
Colourful.
I'll just you'll be like, oh, this is my mate Dylan. I'll be like, hey, how you doing?
Fucking hey.
I'm just gonna put this out there. I love cock. I'm not attracted to it.
Sound it.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, okay, that'll do.
Look, I'm sorry, I just love man meat.
Man meat. Let's not end. I'm not homophobic.
There's nothing better than a cock in my ass.
Didn't we talk about this over fucking dinner of all time? Like last week we were eating hot dogs, which is a phallic shaped food, by the way.
God, I want hot dogs.
It's when talk about getting your cherry popped and like getting for what cancer are you checking for? Like for me, like prostate cancer.
Yeah.
Like everyone has to get their cherry popped eventually, right?
Yeah.
Have you? And because you had yours?
No.
You haven't, hey?
What? Checked or cherry popped?
Because
they're two different questions.
If I had my prostate checked, or if I'm in ravagely in the ass by a male with penis, it's like no, the former, the prostate. Oh, well then no.
The answer to that then is sadly no.
Because didn't we run by like if you really should get it done by a certain age, right? To get a prostate check.
Yeah, or if it's in your immediate family or something like that.
Because it is important. We all need to get it done.
Oh, it is important. Yeah.
I got it done quite young. I was 25. I don't know. Standard 26.
It's just in an alley.
Yeah.
The guy said he was a doctor, and I was like, well, when in Rome.
Yeah. He's like, you
she was Canadian. We're in a spa pool.
Seems legit, and that trench coat really looks official.
Yeah.
No, like it was more like the doctor's like, pull your pants down. It's like, but I've got conjunctivitis. My eyes are itchy. It's like, yeah, well, we need to do a thorough check.
Yeah.
Like, I knew that moment. That I'm 100% straight because I did not enjoy it.
No.
At all.
But just because you didn't enjoy a finger in your ass.
It was 2 fingers and it was an old doctor with knobbly knuckles.
It doesn't mean you should rule everything out. There might be other bits of it you like.
You're saying that I don't like anything in my ass, but I may like things in my mouth?
Oh, you might enjoy jerking guys off. You don't know that. Until you do it, you don't know.
I barely have the energy to jerk myself off these days, dude.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, when we were talking today about that amazing idea, you wanted to come over and show off your car.
I didn't want to show off my car at all.
come over and have a yarn. We
I
might
was
as well
just, you said take me to the supermarket. I was like, okay, good.
we might as well chuck in an episode while I'm healthy because
Why not?
Be blah blah blah. And then that amazing. I wanted to really spitball about that Gumboot Friday idea.
Oh, I just
Shot
I'm
gin.
so excited about it.
That's mean.
The only condition I have on it, there is one condition.
Name it, because we're the one that's.
At some stage during that 24 hours, I want a bucket of hot wings.
Dude, you'll see my eating habits in the 24 hours.
Yeah.
I'm like gonna be eating.
Yeah.
And Uber Eats is great. I don't know how I'm gonna survive between 10 p.m. and 10 a.m. It's gonna be rough, but I'll bring cut lunch.
Well, that's why I said we'll get the rotisserie smoker going.
Yeah, get we said that a few eps ago. We're gonna get a box of Wicked Wings each, right?
Yeah.
And some sides, and we might as well
I want that 20 Wicked Wing bucket.
Might as well chuck in some noodles and dumplings while we're at it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he twisted my arm. Chucking a pizza too.
Oh. Yeah.
This is how Kels eats. And whatever you
can I ask you a pizza question? Because I've been asking a few people this lately.
100%.
When you're getting pizza, like when you think of your perfect pizza, does it have more than 5 toppings?
No.
Or less than 4?
Yeah, like 4 or less.
Yeah,
like,
me too,
really,
right?
I love a really good, well-made margarita.
Oh, my god.
Second place, a good pepperoni, which is just cheese and pepperoni, right? But a good like margarita is my. If I go to a pizza place and that's on the menu, I want to try your margarita. If I go to a burger place, I want to try just your fucking run-of-the-mill cheeseburger.
Yeah,
you know
what I mean?
Burger. But a good, well-made margarita.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
A good marinara, a nice base, good quality cheese. That's it, man.
Yeah, nice bit of basil.
A nice bit of some basil leaves on that motherfucker, and you're good to go.
See, my number one is literally, and I get this made every time because no one does it standard.
Where from?
Wherever. If I'm going Domino's, this is what I order. If I go...
Ugh, don't swear at me again.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's a plain pepperoni pizza with double mushroom. So lots
double
of mushroom. I love mushrooms on pizza. I mean, I love mushrooms, but on pizza? Fuck. Yes. Double sauce.
Buzzy. Mine's close. That's the pepperoni is my side bitch. That's my side dish.
Yeah.
So I have my pizza that I love, or for Kiana and I that we love.
Yeah.
And she'll get something on the side, and my side is so I get like a pepperoni pizza, but I get thin and crispy.
Yes.
And I get barbecue sauce base.
Oh, okay.
I want
the original tomato base.
Go to.
Yeah, original tomato base, but double.
Double. So
Single
double
base.
marinara.
Just cheese.
Do you get double cheese as well?
No, cheese, salami, but lots of mushroom.
Is that right?
That's my favourite, and I will eat that till I explode.
I'll check on mushrooms next time. I love mushrooms.
Oh, mushrooms are great on pizza. Nothing better.
Yeah, man. Have you noticed when you get older, it went from when you were younger, it was all about pan pizzas because it had more dough, and now you're kind of more inclined to a thinner,
Yeah. I still like a pan pizza though. Especially, I know this is a bit blasphemy again. I actually reckon Pizza Hut does really nice dough.
Thank you. Yeah, I was about to say...
their dough is amazing.
When you said, I know this is blasphemy, I'm like, you better not say Domino's.
No. Domino's dough is shit. But they're cheap. That's why we buy them.
The margarita from Pizza Hut, that's Kiana's favourite. That's the go-to.
Yeah. Pizza Hut is good.
Yeah, they I'm like, that's cool. Like, Domino's, they did what they had to do to get the price really low.
Yep.
And I respect that. That's cool. Especially if you got a lot of mouths to feed.
And we used to have a lot of mouths.
But it's just Kiana and I.
Great.
Yeah, so I'll pay an extra $5-10 for really decent pizza without paying fucking stupid Pompeii pizza prices.
Pompeii pizza's shit. Sorry. If you're listening to this and you're a fan of Pompeii's, I'm sorry.
It's shit not good because pizza. The price dictates how shit it is. Because if those prices were 50% less, you wouldn't be saying this shit. You're only saying that because it's wait, $40 for a pizza?
Yeah.
Nah. We were meant to do... This is cool. We're really starting to get more involved with this... What we're doing with, this podcast and making a channel, that game show.
Yes, the game show.
By the way, shout out to Tyron over in Wanganui. I was talking to him last night, and he was just like, if I get like a few weeks heads up, he's like
he's in.
Count me, and he's a pisshead. He'll be
great, and he's funny as.
And I was just like, cool, but nah. He's like, what? Yeah. I'm like, because it's me and Tommy, Katie Boyle, and Siobhan,
we want to do multiple. We want to do multiple episodes.
And I just laughed.
So he's at.
Unless Dylan can
Tyron,
do 5
bro,
people.
don't listen to Kels, mate.
Unless you both don't mind 5 people.
I'll have you.
Because we got to have Tommy. Katie Boyle's obviously in.
Oh, we got to get Katie.
You got to have another female to balance things up.
Yep.
But Tyron will be a nice addition, man. Like, can you bend the rules and make it 5 contestants instead of 4?
Well, no. Like, we've got episode 1 set. What's wrong with having him on episode 2?
Yeah, it sounds like he can't come for a little while.
So there we go. That's the notice.
Have you sort of penciled in on when you're looking at getting...
working on that, because I just got some news the other day about a family member visiting, so I'm working on it.
And there's some long weekends coming up.
Yeah,
and...
but I've talked to a cameraman by the name of Morgan Hunter Bell, and...
He wears many hats, man.
He wears many hats.
Sometimes he wears a white fedora and he's a detective.
Yeah. And sometimes he's Death's brother. He's keen to be part of it, but he said, I'm not a drinker. I said, bro, I don't need drinkers.
We already covered that. We know, but
I need someone to help me film and to be there.
You tell him, like, you can't not be there. You have to be.
He's got to be part of it.
And Justin's the same. He's not a drinker. It doesn't mean, well, you can't fucking come. Like, you guys have to be there. Like, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you have to be, even though you're not a judge, doesn't mean you have to be quiet, man. Like, all banter is allowed.
By the way, you know the skill thing. Oh, not the skill, the
hypothetical?
No, the hypothetical where you actually have to do something like that.
Yeah,
and you're
whatever
like,
the set task
is. I thought about something you could do.
Something
that everyone could do, but you could do and you didn't have to worry about it.
Name it, what is it?
So what I'm going to do is have a bowl, 2 bowls, everyone gets 2 bowls, and in it, I thought about marbles at first, but I've changed my mind on marbles and I'm trying to decide what it will be. But you have to use chopsticks to get that thing from one bowl to the other bowl.
Maltesers.
Oh, brilliant! Maltesers are great.
Yeah. So even if you lose, you still win because you got a bowl of Maltesers in front of you. No, man. I bring it on. Whatever the task is,
you'll do it.
I'll give it a good nudge. Like, hopefully by then Tommy will be written off.
Oh, yeah, and you're sure.
We shouldn't say that we're encouraging binge drinking, but we're encouraging binge drinking because we're grown ass adults and we can.
If you're of age and you want to drink, that's fine.
And I ran the name past Tyron, and he is the one that he's the be all to end all. His opinion is the utmost. And I told him about the name. Yeah,
June. My goal is to have it done by June.
The name, which was I can't remember the name.
Call your shots.
Call your shots.
Yeah.
That's a goodie.
Yeah.
And I don't care what you say. I'm gonna provide a belt, and the winner gets.
Hey, I'm not gonna argue with you.
The winner gets the Call Your Shots Championship belt.
Call Your Shots. All right.
Sponsored by Before You Jump podcast.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dylan Stewart and.
Speaking of which, before you jump, Google. I Am Hope, which is Mike King's charity.
Yep.
I think that's our message for today.
I Am Hope. Google I Am Hope because it won't be long and we're going to start making some noise and making waves. Yep. And let's cross our fingers, even though it's all for charity, but my ulterior motive is to get that motherfucker on our podcast. That would be... And what a way to celebrate 1 year of not topping ourselves and being better people. So watch this space. Fuck yes.